Like, this here is basically, if you put in your GPS where people can put opinions, they'd end up at this song. So tell me about that, man. Like, tell me about like that feeling and doing this song with your brother and just having that that animated, just good feeling.
Yeah. This is another one that almost didn't make it because I couldn't boil down what needed to happen in it, you know? Yeah. So, my brother sent me the beat. I loved it. But in the breakdown, I couldn't figure out what needed to be there, right? And then eventually it got to a point to where I was like, I called him up and I was like, hey, I think you should do something kind of strange. Like, pretend you're some guy in a bar and you're drunk and you just don't give a fuck. And like, what would you say in that moment? And that's where he came with the, heard this little story down in Arkansas. And I know, yeah, that whole off key, like, thing that, and he sounds like a drunk person. and at that point, when you're inebriated in that way, like, a lot of times you don't really give a fuck. And so that's what I wanted him to do. And then when he sent that back, I was like, got it. The rest is history.
And I think that's a great culmination, because there's so many different stages that the song go through. It's even this one. I was going through my own personal issues at the time, because I was gonna do some things for the song and just didn't get around to it the way I needed to. But like, it still ended up in a way that was powerful in the way that you needed it to, which is something that I think speaks to your creative genius. Let's just put it out there. The creative genius of a song like this is like, I don't care. Like, I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. I'm going to have fun. Like you said, with that drunk person, like, artists should carry a drunk person's mentality. I'm having fun. I don't care if you're not. Like, join in if you want to.
For sure. It goes back to that point that I made about commercialism and the fans expecting everything to be kind of this polished diamond, so to speak. Art isn't that. Art isn't this polished piece of thing. You know what I mean? And yes, I get it. Like, commercially, you want to compete. You want to sound like everybody else in order to like be taken seriously. But if I did that, then it'd be less artwork, and like, I can compete commercially and make a good mix and make things sound exactly like they sound on the radio. I can spend 2 weeks mixing and mastering a song to sound like that. But the art about it and the art in it is when I choose to stop working at a certain point. You see what I'm saying? So like, if I mix a song and I get to a point to where I was like, this feels good. This feels actually really great to me. And artistically, I feel like this is complete. Even if it doesn't match up commercially, right? Commercially, everybody will tell you to crank the volume all the way up and make sure everything is blown out and maximized in a master. And there's these volume wars that we go through, especially in hip hop. I didn't want that for this album, so creatively, I didn't play the volume game.